Welcome once again to example 3 on the exponential equations that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we started learning about exponential equations and we've done a detailed explanation and we've solved some questions on it as well in the previous videos, and I hope you all understood it and you enjoyed the lesson as well. So this is a continuation to solve another question with you so that you get a better understanding of it. So this is example 3, so it means we've already done example 1 and 2 in the first 2 videos that I've done. Okay, so I will advise that you watch the first 2 videos to get the foundation and the understanding that you need so that solving these ones will be easy for you. Okay, because I've laid the foundation and I've done a detailed explanation in the previous videos. Okay, so watch them and get the foundation so that you can be able to handle this one with ease. Okay, and please don't forget to like the videos and also share them as well. Let's go ahead and solve the example 3 that I have on the board. So example 3 says if 64 to the power s equals to 16, find the value of s. Okay, so let me write my solution down and let's do it together. So I have 64 to the power s equals to 16. Okay, so now we have to solve for the value of s in this exponential equation. Now we've learned that for us to solve this, we have to make sure that the bases are the same, then we can equate the powers. Okay, so until the bases are the same, we cannot equate the powers. Okay, so we have to make sure that the bases are the same. So now what do we do with this one? Okay, now probably one may be thinking that, okay, so this 64, can we write it as 16 to the power something so that it will have the same base as this 16, then we equate the powers? Please know, with this type of question, we cannot do that. Okay, the 64, we cannot write it as 16 to the power something, okay, because you will not get 16 to the power any number to give you 64. It's not possible. You not get 16 to the power any number to get the 64. So it means this 64, we cannot write it as 16 to the power something. Okay, we will not get anything like that. It's not possible. So what we have to think of is to now think of a different number in which we can express the 64 into 8. Okay, and also express the 16 into that same number. Okay, again, let me go ahead, let me go over one more time again. So because the 64, we cannot express it as 16 to the power something, it means that we have to now think of a different number in which we can express the 64 in it. Okay, and also we can express the 16 in that same number because we need to get the same base to be able to equate the powers. Okay, so now a number you can think of is 4. Okay, you can express 64 as 4 to the power something. Okay, and the 16 also we can express it as 4 to the power something. That we can do. Okay, and also we can do for 2 as well. We can use 2. Okay, we can express 64 as 2 to the power something, and this same 16 also we can express it as 2 to the power something. Okay, so I'm going to do the 2 of them with you so that you see how it goes. We will get the same answer. If you choose to use the 4, expressing the 64 as 4 to the power something and also the 16 as 4 to the power something, you will get the same answer as expressing the 64 as 2 to the power something and also the 16 as 2 to the power something. Okay, you get the same answer. Okay, so I'm going to do the 2 of them so that you know how it goes. Okay, so let's start using the 4. Okay, the 64, I'll express it as 4 to the power something, and the 16 also I'll express it as 4 to the power something, because as I said, they need to get the same base before we can equate the powers. Okay, so now let's think about it. 4 to the power what gives 64? Let's try it and see. So let me do my 4 times 4 times 4 and let's see. 4 times 4, 16. Okay, 4 times 4 is 16. And 16 times the 4, it gives the 64. Okay, do your multiplication and see. 16 times 4 gives the 64. So it means that 4 to the power 3 gives 64 because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 multiplies itself 3 times to give the 64. So the 64 can be written as 4 to the power 3. So in place of this 64, I'll write 4 to the power 3. Okay, please hope the explanation is clear enough. Okay, so let me go ahead and put my 4 to the power 3 here. So the 64 can be written as 4 to the power 3. Okay, please hope you agree with me. Now, don't forget that there's already power s which is here. So now, writing the 64 as 4 to the power 3, this power 3 will multiply the s which is there. Okay, so this is how you do it. So it will be 3 into brackets s. Okay, very important. Okay, so don't omit the s away. Okay, because it's part of the question. Okay, all that we did is that the 64, we've been able to write it as 4 to the power 3. So this 64 is a 4 to the power 3. And this power 3 needs to multiply the power s which is already there. So it's 3 into bracket s because the bracket means multiplication. Okay, so that's how to go about it. Okay, so then I'll bring my equal to, then this 16 also, I'll write it as 4 to the power something. Okay, so let's think about it. 4 to the power what gives 16? And that is 4 to the power 2, because if you do 4 times 4, okay, it gives 16. Okay, so it means 4 to the power 2 gives the 16. Okay, so meaning that 4 multiplies itself 2 times to give the 16. So in place of the 16, I'll write 4 to the power 2 there. Okay, because they need to get the same base, then we can equate the powers. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So this 16, I'll write it as 4 to the power 2. Okay, now you can see they are having the same base, so we can now equate the powers. Okay, the law that we learned in the previous videos, it says that when they have the same base, you can equate the powers. Okay, so we are applying that law here. Okay, so now my power here is 3 into bracket s. Okay, don't rush it, just take your time. This, we are equating the powers, so 3 into bracket s equals to the power here is 2. Okay, because the bases are the same, we can equate the powers. Let's go ahead and solve for that. Okay, so 3 times s, it gives 3s. Okay, please hope you agree with me, equals to the 2. Okay, now how do I do to get my value for s? I divide through by the coefficient of s, which is the 3. So I'll divide here by 3 and divide here also by 3, so that this 3 and this 3 can cancel. So it means I have my, let me clean this one and continue from here so that you see it all. Okay, so from here I have my s to be equal to 2 over 3, and this is my final answer. Okay, please hope the explanation is clear enough and you understand it. Okay, so all that you needed to do is to make sure that they have the same base so that you can equate the powers. Okay, so this is how to go about it, and I hope you understand it. Now let's go ahead and do the other one as well, because I said that we can also choose to express the 64 as 2 to the power something, and also the 16 also as 2 to the power something. So let's do that one also and see how it goes. We'll get the same answer. Okay, so let me repeat the same question here and let's do it. So I have 64 to the power s equals to 16. So now I'm going to express this 64 as 2 to the power something. So you ask yourself, 2 to the power what gives 64? Okay, let's try it and see if you will get it. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, let me do it. Let me do the multiplication and let's see. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 2, 16. We are not getting the 64, so it means we need to continue till we get to the 64. So times another 2. So 16 times another 2, it gives 32. Okay, still we are not getting 64, so we need to continue. So times another 2 again. So 32 times 2, it gives the 64 now. Please hope you agree with me. So it means that this 64, we can write it as 2 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 to the power 6 gives 64. It means 2 multiply itself 6 times to give the 64. So it means in place of this 64, we can put 2 to the power 6. Okay, so writing 64 as 2 to the power something is going to be 2 to the power 6. Please hope you understand it. So let me clean this one and let's go ahead and replace the 64 by 2 to the power 6. Okay, so the 64, I'll replace it with 2 to the power 6. Okay, so let me go ahead. So 2 to the power 6. Now, don't forget that there's already power s here. So this power 6 will multiply the power s. Okay, so it will be 6 into bracket s, because bracket means multiplication. Okay, because the s is part of the question, you don't need to discard it. If you do that, you've done something wrong. Okay, so it is the 64 that is written as 2 to the power 6. Then we already have power s there, so this power 6 will multiply that power s, which is here. Okay, equal to, then the 16 also, I'll express it as 2 to the power something, and that is going to be 2 to the power 4. Let's check and see. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Let's see. 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. Okay, so the 16 can be written as 2 to the power 4. Okay, meaning 2 multiplies itself 4 times to give the 16. So I'll write here 2 to the power 4. Please hope you agree with me up to this point. Now you can see that the bases are the same now. So what do? We equate the powers. Okay, so the power I have here is 6 into bracket s equals to the power I have here is 4. Now let's go ahead and solve for the value for s. 6 times s, it gives 6s equals to 4. Now how do I do to get my value for s? I'll divide through by the coefficient of s, which is the 6. Okay, so I'll divide here by 6 and divide here also by 6, so that this 6 and this 6 will cancel away. Now we can simplify this one using 2. 2 goes into the 4 2 times, 2 goes into the 6 3 times. Okay, please hope you agree with me. So I'll get my s to be equal to 2 over 3, and that becomes my final answer. You can see that we are getting the same answer as this one. Okay, so any way that you use, you will get the same answer. So either you express it as 4 to the power something, or you express it as 2 to the power something. Okay, and you follow the same process, you get the same answer as we've gotten here. Okay, so please hope the explanation is clear enough and you understand it, and I'll come your way again in another video whilst we solve more questions on it. Please don't forget to like the video and also share the video as well. Bye bye.